Welcome back to FemGeniere's Confident Communicator course introductory video series. I'm Purnima Vijay Shankar, the founder of FemGeniere and one of the instructors for the course. In this video, you're going to meet Sita, who is a self-employed Android developer. Sita participated in the Confident Communicator course in 2018. She decided to participate because she was really eager to learn how to gain confidence in speaking because she believed it would help her establish technical credibility. She also wanted to speak at technical conferences and share her experience building Android applications. Now, Sita was specifically looking for a program where she would learn how to create a talk, deliver it, and receive feedback. In this brief video interview, you're going to learn from Sita how she initially approached public speaking, why she was worried about the audience's reaction to her technical talk, how she struggled with picking a talk topic that would be well received and make an impact, and finally, how Sita plans to apply her new skills from the course. Thanks for joining us today, Sita.
Thank you, Purnima.
Yeah. So you're an engineer who has taught herself a number of valuable technical skills over the years, like Android development. And I'm just curious, why not another technical skill to add to your tool chest? Why were you interested in public speaking?
I think with all of the technical skills that I've gained, it's really great to just be learning technical things, but I think it's another thing to be able to communicate that you have learned these things and engage with people and just be able to share that knowledge. So I was really looking for something where I could gain some technical credibility and actually talk to people about the things that I've learned.
Yeah. And had you spoken prior to the course?
Not exactly. I did a few project demos here and there and put together some slides and talked about them, but nothing like this.
Yeah. And why did you think that speaking would showcase your credibility?
So particularly, I found that I have a lot of small projects that I've worked on over the years, and a lot of things that I've learned, but there's no good way to put them all into, say, a resume format. But I think as I become a more senior engineer, technical credibility is really important for me when I'm looking for new opportunities, or especially as a self-employed person to find new clients. So for me, being able to speak with confidence, especially about technical topics, was really important.
Yeah. And why did you think you needed help? Like, why couldn't you just do this on your own?
I think the biggest thing was when I was doing small talks, I found that I would just slap together some slides and talk about them, but I didn't really know how my audience was receiving what I spoke about, or if I was actually engaging with them. So, and I didn't have anyone to really give me feedback about how I was doing. So I felt like I could really use some professional help.
Yeah. And aside from the feedback and kind of pointing you in the right direction, were there other things that you were looking for?
I was also looking for the different types of talk formats and how to pick a topic.
Mm-hmm.
I think being able to brainstorm based on experiences that I've had and things that other people can walk away with, just learning about that process was important for me too.
Yeah. And why did you think FemGeniere's Confident Communicator course could help you out?
I think the biggest reason was the course was targeted towards technical people. Mm-hmm. So all of the courses that I found online or just out there, it was all about, there was some, speaking with confidence, but it wasn't related to technical speaking. Mm-hmm. So I was specifically interested in learning about how to present a complex technical topic, but in a way that is still engaging for audience.
Yeah. So what was your experience like in the course?
I love the course. From day one, I think the biggest help was having you and Karen give us feedback on our recordings, really knowing specific things to target and what to watch out for in our videos, like seeing your video without the sound on. That's a great example of something that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. And just, walking through that entire process of picking a topic to delivering it as a rough draft and then coming up with the slides, all of these things were really helpful.
Yeah. So what was the most valuable part, do you think, of the course?
Definitely the feedback.
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
definitely being able to have targeted feedback on our labs, and you saying, hey, at 10 seconds, why don't you do it this way, or hey, this is the impression I got from it. Having that kind of targeted feedback is really rare, and I think that helped me really pinpoint and grow quickly throughout the course, as
Yeah.
well as the labs learning from other people's mistakes or things that they did really well.
Right. Now, some people might struggle with feedback because they might think, oh my gosh, the instructor is like being really harsh, or what do you mean at 10 seconds? I need to do it this way. I thought I was doing it right. How did you kind of balance that and see it more as a constructive feedback versus, criticism or trying to tear you down?
I think from the beginning, I came in with the mindset that, look, I'm doing this course because I need help and I want to get better. So
Good. Yeah.
that mindset has really helped.
Hmm.
And just seeing other people in the class going through the exact same process, seeing them evolve over time, that was super helpful too, because I know, we're all in the same boat. So
Yeah.
that was
That's,
really
no, that's great. So as you experienced in the course, we pushed people to do a 5-minute lightning talk at the very end. Were you nervous at all as you started the course, knowing this in the back of your head?
I was super nervous. I was like, I thought I would be the worst speaker in the whole class, and everyone would know. But I think just being able to go through those steps one by one and getting that feedback on every single lab throughout the weeks was
Mhm.
extremely helpful.
Yeah. And for you, you're self-employed, you're building a product, you're doing a number of other things and doing all of these labs and attending class. How did you manage your time? Because I know for a lot of people out there, they might be concerned about how long it's going to take.
I think for me, I took this as a learning opportunity, just like I would another skill, say
Mhm.
learning a new language for my work. And I realized this is how many hours I'm going to put into it, and if I put in those hours now and get the feedback from you two, I mean, that's the most valuable thing I can gain from it, right? So I came at it from that mindset, and it doesn't actually take that much time. I think it's more if you really understand the concepts and apply them. In the beginning, it does take some time, but over the weeks, you see yourself improve, and you
Mhm.
realize that you're actually putting in less time in that iteration. So um, I think that helps, but sticking with it is really, really useful.
Yeah. So as you were putting in that work and as the deadline for the final presentation was looming, how did you feel?
I think for me, it was actually better towards the end than at the beginning. At first, because it was taking so much time, I felt like I would bomb this final presentation and I have no idea what I'm doing. But I realized the more time that I put into it, the better I was getting. So towards the end, for the actual presentation, I actually felt less nervous than for the labs. So
Oh,
I
wow.
think that was a good sign.
Yeah. And how did you feel when you were giving your final talk?
I was really excited. I think I had too much adrenaline running, so I didn't actually feel super nervous. And I noticed I improved a lot
Hmm.
from even just the practice session to the final presentation.
Yeah. As you mentioned, like a lot of the students evolve. You noticed this as well when you went back and watched your recordings versus your final presentation. Was there one thing that just stood out to you as you watched the videos and saw the progression?
I think I just sounded a lot more polished.
Okay.
The first talk that I did, or just in general, my project demos that I've done outside of this class, I think I just kind of it was like kind of slapping together some slides and just kind of saying what's on my mind.
Hmm.
Whereas this talk, I felt I sounded like one of those confident technical women that I see at conferences that I want to be.
Hmm.
So just being able to see that gave me a lot of confidence, and I'm like, okay, now I can go and actually do talks at conferences one day. So
Yeah. Do you think you would have been able to do this had you just put in more time on your own or kind of, powered through it?
I highly doubt that, because I think I gained a lot through the course.
Hmm.
just being able to come up with, say, a project demo and getting feedback from your family and friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I think they can help you with things like ums and uhs and your pace, but there's also the content, and there's also how well are you received by the audience. And these kind of things, I think, are better learned from professionals, especially you two who have done, technical things in the past. So you kind of understand the background as well. So I think that's what really helped me.
Yeah. I know one of the sticky points, we had a conversation during the class about this on Slack. We're talking about picking a topic and finding one that was going to make a big impact. And you were a little nervous about finding the right topic, making sure that it resonated with the audience. So how did you ultimately resolve this for yourself?
Yeah, picking a topic was really hard because I think as someone new to public speaking, the first thing you think is, oh, I need to figure out the topic that I know the most about, more than anyone else. But I think some of the points that really helped me were you and Karen's examples of picking a topic, and it doesn't have to be that you're the best person at it, but as long as you have a unique perspective on it, people are going to be, people are willing to come and listen. And I think being able to hear your stories as well as, those kind of things really help me pick something without being too held up on, okay, is this going to be the perfect topic? Mm-hmm. But really investing the time into doing that research and coming out with a polished talk to explain, even if it's something small. Mm-hmm. So that really helped. And in the end, I just picked something that I wanted to talk about. And it wasn't necessarily something that I've been doing for years, but something that I think I could show my energy and be able to give a good impression about.
Yeah. So now that you've got this new set of skills, how do you intend to use them?
Oh, I'm really looking forward to being able to give technical talks at conferences. Probably going to try to start with something small, but I've already started submitting call for papers. So hopefully, something works out, and I'm really excited to improve my speaking skills and also, share about this course with other women, because I think it's a great opportunity to establish some technical credibility. So.
Yeah. So I'm sure there's people in the audience who are watching this and thinking, oh, you know what, this is great. Seetha, you're so fabulous. You probably were already like halfway there, and then they helped you out. So what would you tell people who are in the audience that may be on the fence and think that you're a special snowflake?
I'm definitely not a special snowflake. I started off at, just the same as most of the people in the audience are probably thinking. I have no specific natural abilities, and I'm just an Android developer who, I like what I do and I want to share it with people. So if that's where, the audience are coming from, then, and you're on the fence, I highly recommend taking this course, because I think it's a great way to get personal feedback and improve your style of speaking. And it's not, it's not so vague that you could learn it from a blog post. It's very specific and targeted towards technical people. And I think that's, it's just a great course to take.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Seetha, for taking the time to chat with me today.
Thank you, Purnima.
Yeah. And I wish you a lot of success.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this video interview. And as you've heard from Seetha, if you're on the fence, think about how you're going to get feedback on your upcoming presentations or talks, and how you intend to build that technical credibility for yourself in your career. So consider taking Femgineer's Confident Communicator course to help you establish both and to help you hone those public speaking skills. Ciao for now.